Welcome to the WAO Housekeeping Session number 2, The Success Factors of WAO. Hi, I'm Cassandra Lee, Distinguished Toastmaster, Club Sponsor, and Mentor for the WAO Toastmasters Club. It gives me pleasure in this session to discuss with you one of the success factors of WAO, and that is having club officers. Whether you have thought about being a club officer or you've been asked and encouraged by your mentor or another member to become a club officer, this session will give you key insight that you need to have in a brief moment regarding each of the club officer roles to help you make your determination. Keep in mind, WAO cannot be a success without its members serving as club officers. So at this time, I want to share with you key information about each club officer role. One of the success factors for WAO as a club is making certain that there are club members who are serving as club officers. When you became a member of WAO and a member of Toastmasters International, signing your signature on your membership application actually made you promise that you would serve as a club officer for your club. What? Do you feel as if we tricked you into that? Oh no, don't feel as if you were tricked, because the Toastmasters promise is something that you agreed to, and a part of the Toastmasters promise is that you're going to serve as a club officer when you're asked. Oh, don't stress. There are several club officers that you can choose from. As a matter of fact, there are 7. And with the 7 club officer roles, I want to give you feedback on each one in a brief manner to help you decide which officer role you will fulfill. For instance, you could serve as the visionary for the club or the club president. The club president is the individual that will use the Distinguished Club program from Toastmasters International to help WAO become a success. As a matter of fact, previous club presidents have used the Distinguished Club program to lead WAO to being a President's Distinguished Club twice and a Select Distinguished Club twice. So the DCP, as it's sometimes called, the Distinguished Club program, is a helpful tool to help you carry out your vision of taking WAO to the next level. President, whoever you may be, keep in mind any member that serves in the president role will also need to have the skills of time management, inspiration, detail orientation, conflict resolution skills, as well as teamwork. You will have a team of individuals that will work with you, yet you will also be working with the members at large. So, President, be able to function with your officers as well as with the members, because you will have to motivate and lead them both. Let's keep looking at the other officers of a Toastmasters Club, and in particularly WAO. We need to have a Vice President of Education. This is the officer role that is the scheduler of the club. In order for WAO to have successful club meetings, we need to have members fulfilling club roles, and it is the job of the Vice President of Education to ensure those roles are filled. Now, the Vice President of Education should be someone that has a strong level of detail orientation. You're okay with keeping files, you're great with keeping records. You can also have a vision for where you see the members moving to as far as their involvement with the club. Now, the Vice President of Education will work hand in hand with the President along with the other club officers as well. Yet, since the Vice President of Education is the second officer in charge, the Vice President of Education and the President will be working very closely together to ensure members are speaking, members are evaluating, members are being timed, members are learning how to serve in functionary roles, and also members are getting certified. If members are not getting certified, we can't have a successful completion of the Distinguished Club program. So that means the President will be looking to the Vice President of Education and knowing which members are getting certifications, which ones are close to getting certifications, and which ones are not getting certifications within a club year. So Vice President of Education, whoever you may be, have a love and a passion for your members succeeding, and use your detail orientation skills to help you to get there. The third officer in a WAO club environment is the vice president of membership. Now, I pause here for a moment because I think of the vice president of membership as the recruiter and the retainer. Here's why. The vice president of membership is going to be responsible to recruit members in our club. As a matter of fact, 10 members, 10 in a club year. The vice president of membership will be charged with doing so. The vice president of membership will also be charged with making certain the members that are currently on board with WAO will stay on board with WAO. So that's where retention comes in. Usually, the vice president of membership keeps their eyes and ears open. They keep their thumb on the pulse of the meetings, and really they keep their thumbs on the pulse of the members. If members are unhappy, usually it's the vice president of membership that will figure that out, that will know that up front, and will work with the vice president of education and president to ensure that those members can become happy. Usually when members are unhappy, that means there's something going on with the meetings and the membership. So again, the vice president of education, who's in charge of planning quality meetings, as well as the president, who is in charge of leading a quality club, will work in conjunction with the vice president of membership to ensure not only that we recruit new members, yet that we also retain current members. The vice president of membership will work in conjunction with the vice president of public relations. Now, here's a secret for the vice president of public relations. They are the PR person. They are going to be the promoter of the club, the promoter of the club. They will promote the achievements of the WAO members. They will promote the meetings of the WAO club. They will promote any successes that WAO has as a club, especially when WAO achieves a point on the Distinguished Club program and becomes either Select Distinguished or President's Distinguished again in the current years. So, Vice President of Public Relations has a pretty cool job. They will be looking at creative ways in which to spread the word about the successes of WAO to both the members as well as the community at large. So flyers and newsletters, as well as even press releases, those will be the charge of the Vice President of Public Relations. Of course, the secretary is important to the club as well. And when we talk about the secretary, know that the secretary is typically the historian. They will record meeting minutes from both the club meetings as well as the executive committee meetings. Not only will they serve as the recorder for meetings, they're going to keep documents that gives the history of the club, and documents such as the charter, any certificates from the district, any recognition documents from Toastmasters International, anything that tells anyone in the future what WAO has done, that's the secretary. They are going to keep track of those documents. The success of WAO can't be done without there being funds to do it. So there needs to be a treasurer, and the treasurer is typically the money person. So having accounting skills is a good thing, yet just being savvy with financial management will be helpful as well. You don't need to have a degree in accounting to be a club treasurer for WAO. You just need to have the ability to keep track of accurate records of dues collection. You also need to be confident and comfortable with collecting dues from club members twice a year, not twice a month, but twice a year. And speaking of months, sometimes there are months when new members will come on board. As club treasurer, you will be the point person for processing those new member applications and getting their dues submitted in the bank account to ensure that WAO has club funds to function with on a month-to-month basis. The final club officer that WAO needs to have is a sergeant at arms. Now, this is the person who really is more or less, I like to call them our hospitality chair. Yeah, hospitality chair. You know what happens whenever you go to an event. There's someone there to greet you. But more than that, the room is usually set so that it's comfortable for you as a guest or as a member. It is going to be designed in such a way, meaning the room, that is, the room will be organized in such a way where you will be able to function productively within that meeting environment. And that, in a WAO club environment, is the job of the sergeant at arms. Of course, the sergeant at arms will work in conjunction with the vice president of education or the vice president of membership and even the president to ensure that the meeting room is set appropriately. Yet usually that sergeant at arms is keeping order in the meeting, is greeting members in a meeting, is ensuring no one walks into the room when a speaker is speaking in a meeting. So that sergeant at arms is important. And what would really be helpful with a WAO sergeant at arms is that they have a knowledge of parliamentary procedures. When we're in a club business meeting, even when we're in an executive committee meeting, the parliamentary procedures are important. And when the sergeant at arms has a good knowledge of parliamentary procedures, they help the WAO club officers to run productive officer meetings and even club meetings as well. Now, in a nutshell, those are brief descriptions for you for each of the club officer roles. Of course, I did not tell you everything because I didn't have time. And to give you everything on this video would not be beneficial for you. So what you have the opportunity of doing is having at least some insight and some awareness as to what entails or what each position entails, so that way if you are looking to become a club officer, you now have more insight as to what's expected of you to do. Meetings are twice a month, and club officers are expected to either be present or to help run those meetings. So even if you are not there, vice president of education, you still have to set agendas. Vice president of membership, you still need to have someone help with the retention and recruitment of members. And even the sergeant at arms, if you can't attend the 2 meetings of a month, you still need to make certain that there is someone on deck who can help set up the room, have the room set at least 15 minutes to 30 minutes ahead of time, and also keep the appropriate equipment present for that meeting to run. So even though you're a club officer and you may not be able to attend the 2nd Saturday of the month or even the 4th Tuesday of the month meeting, you're still responsible for ensuring your duties can be fulfilled. And keep in mind, the 2nd Saturday of the month meeting is held at 10:30 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon at the Wrightwood Ashburn Chicago Public Library, located at 8530 South Kedzie Avenue in Chicago. Yet the 4th Tuesday of the month meeting is held in the evening from 7 until 8:30 p.m. at the Northwestern College, used to be known the Northwestern Business College, yet it's located at 7725 South Harlem Avenue in Bridgeview. The Toastmasters website for WAO is 771-880-toastmastersclubs.org. So 771-880.toastmastersclubs, all one word, .org is the primary resource for you when you are a club officer of WAO. And if you're uncertain about the Toastmasters Promise, if you're not clear about what the functionary roles are, or even if you need to have more details on what you should do as a club officer, check out your Competent Communication Manual. And of course, if you don't have the Competent Communication Manual, you can find information on each of those areas at the WAO website or even at toastmasters.org. The success of WAO entails that you be a part. And the best way that you can be a part of WAO is by serving as a club officer. You promised when you signed your membership application. You promised when you became a member of WAO. You promised that you would, when called upon, serve as a club officer. I know it may seem daunting, and I'm sure you may not be real clear. Yet, take a look at the details in your Competent Communication Manual or even on the Toastmasters website for the club officer role of your interest. Give it a try. You never know how well you will do. Give it a try because you never know how far you can go when you allow your leadership skills to be tested and molded and enhanced in a leadership role with WAO. We're looking for good club officers. We are looking for dedicated club officers, and we are looking for you. We want you to serve as a club officer because, again, WAO cannot have success as a club if it is not for you and your commitment. So this is Cassandra saying again, I look forward to seeing you at a WAO Club meeting, and I'll answer any questions that you may have about your Toastmasters involvement and serving as a club officer with WAO. Yet, we need you, and we hope that you will see the need that, or the talent that you can provide to our need, and that you will serve as a club officer for us. See you soon.